Welcome. In this video today, I'm going to take a look at a couple of different methods of fire starter that are on the internet. A lot of them, it's funny, you go from list to list in bushcraft sites and camping sites, and people are just absolutely, practically religious about their fire starters. It's almost like motor oil on motorcycle sites. People just get crazy with their beliefs about them. And I just wanted to kind of put a number of them all together, light them, and see how they perform. So that's what this video is going to do. It's going to be a shootout of a number of popular fire starters that are on the internet. So have a look and make your own decision. You can see from the data which one works and which one doesn't. Thanks. Actually, they all work pretty well. So what we're doing here right now, making the Uber matches, is we're cutting up some beeswax. It's just a big old chunk of pure organic beeswax. It's unbleached, so there's no chemicals or anything in it. It's exactly as the bees made it. We're putting the wax chips in this little dental wax pot. Picked it up from eBay for very little money. I think it was around 25-30 bucks. And it's a pretty nice way to heat up wax for making fire starters, or Vaseline if you're making the ones with cotton balls. Either way, you've got a couple different compartments. You can have different materials in there, and it's electric. You just fire it up and it heats up in no time. So that's what we're going to do next, and we'll be back when it's heated up and melted. Thought while I'm doing this one, I might as well do some Vaseline cotton balls too, just for demonstration purposes. And this is just regular generic petroleum jelly. Just going to put some of that in our warmer as well. A lot easier to get this permeated through the cotton ball when it's liquid. So we'll just get this turned on and come back when it's melted. This is one of my improved beeswax Uber matches. The Uber match is basically a fire starter that I found on the internet. A guy had done a write-up on them. And essentially what it is 4 strike anywhere matches that are surrounded by cotton. And the original version uses regular cotton ball material that you basically unravel the cotton ball like this and then wrap it around the matches. So you start with one match, you wrap it, then you add the second, and you just keep wrapping this around until you've consumed the entire cotton ball. And you smooth it out as much as you can, and then you dunk the whole assembly in the wax. And I usually let that harden up a little bit, cool off, and get to the point where I can form it. And then I'll dunk the heads in real quick just to get a light coat of wax on the match heads so that they're waterproof. But the improvement that I found was these all cotton pads for makeup removal. They were at the drugstore one day, so I picked them up. What I do is separate them like this, wrap the matches with the cotton part, the fluffy cotton part, and then do the final outside wrap with this stiffer material, and it makes them just a lot tighter, a lot more compact. We'll check on our wax, see how that's doing. That's getting along nicely. Vaseline is definitely getting liquidized, as is the beeswax. Probably going to have to add a little more beeswax in there. It's melting down quite a bit. These are diamond strike anywhere matches. Just going to take 4 of them. There's 4 per Uber match. Take our cotton material, and we'll start with one match in the fluffy side of the cotton, just below the match heads. Just get one turn on it,
Add the next one. Keep the ends even. Get another turn. I try to keep it as tight as I can on there. Keep the wrap nice and snug. One more turn, and then add the fourth match. Get them all even. And now we're just about as wrapped as we're going to get with the fluffy cotton part. And next we'll add on a cloth on the outside. Alright, get it nice and tight on there. Again, the cotton is going to form a basically something to hold the wax while it melts in the heat of the flame, and actually becomes more of a conduit for the molten wax to burn, and it'll consume itself too. Pretty much this whole bundle should go up completely. There should be no residue left. And our wax is just about ready. Remember, this is beeswax on this side. We're just going to dip the end. Let it finish dripping. I'm just going to set it up on this aluminum cup here to cool off a bit. While that's cooling, we'll do a cotton ball real quick. For one of this is probably one of the most common, most loved fire starters on the internet, is just the generic cotton ball done in Vaseline. Some folks will take the Vaseline as a paste and work it in by hand to the cotton balls. I just find it a whole lot easier to just do that and be done with it. Shake it off a little bit, and we'll just put it to cool. And these don't get me wrong, these cotton balls are fantastic fire starters. I also have another one that I've been experimenting with, which is just sisal or jute cord dunked in beeswax, and you fray it out and use that as both your tinder, and it'll also burn quite a bit with the beeswax and the jute rope. Again, burns completely. There's nothing left with this one either. But just wanted to demonstrate how easy these are to make. Our wax here is starting to get cooled down a bit. And now I can hold the other end and dunk the tips. Just a real quick dunk there, just to waterproof the heads. And then we can let that sit up there and cool off. And with the cloth, you end up with a much tighter, nice, even fire starter. So they'll pack smaller. They look a little better, look a little more professional. Not that it really matters, but anyway, that's how they're made, and we'll get on to testing. Just to demonstrate how the Uber match works, normally you don't need a fire striker or anything to get it going. Since you've got 4 strike anywhere match heads on there, you've really got 4 chances to get this going. And then once it's going, it's going to burn down for quite a while on that wad of beeswax and cotton on there. But I just wanted to show they do work. This is just a piece of lava stone out of my fire pit, but any rock or reasonably coarse surface will work. Here's our 5 contestants for the Firestarter Shootout. What we're going to do is light all of these at once, or as close as simultaneously as possible. We're just going to run across them with a torch, get them all going. And then we're going to see which one burns the longest or how they compare with each other. Just to review, this one is the one that we dunked in the liquid hot petroleum jelly, Vaseline. This one is the one that it was kneaded in when it was cool, like a gel still. This is the jute cord that is soaked in hot beeswax. This is an Uber match made with regular paraffin wax. And this is an Uber match made with the cotton cosmetic pad and beeswax. The improved Uber match. So we're going to get all 5 of those going, start a timer, and see how they do. Just as a point of reference, each one of these is propped up on a little metal stand made out of a simple paper clip, just to make sure that it's getting enough oxygen, so everybody's got the same characteristics with air getting at them from the bottom, so that they all should compare as fairly as possible. I didn't want them to be oxygen starved at all, so they're propped up on a little metal stand. Hopefully it'll allow the air to get to them equally, and we'll see how they fare. So we're ready. I'll let the shootout begin. I don't know if you can make this out on the camera or not, but definitely the Vaseline ones are very, very sooty, as is the paraffin one. There is a ton of soot coming off of those, whereas the beeswax, there is no residue at all coming off of them as they burn. But obviously the 3 on the right are putting out a lot more heat right now, which is probably going to cause them to burn up quicker. Well, the jute cord one is definitely done. The other 4 are going on with earnest. Okay, pretty clear to me that the cotton ball that was soaked in the hot petroleum jelly's definitely got a lot more burn, a lot more energy in it than the dry one. And the Uber matches are definitely keep it on well after the cotton balls are gone. And the paraffin Uber Match seems to still have quite a lot of life in it. And I think that is due to the fact that not only is it paraffin, but it also had the cotton ball, which I think had more material and held more wax than the beeswax one on the left, which is now out. So only one trooper left, but at 8 minutes, that's pretty outstanding for a little portable, waterproof fire starter. I mean, if you can't get your fire going in 8 minutes, you probably got other issues. But even in the wet, I think that would perform pretty well. Okay, I think that's it. Here's a close-up. Again, that's the wet. That's the dry cotton ball. That was the jute cord and beeswax. The paraffin soaked Uber Match. And the beeswax soaked Uber Match. I think of all of the ones, as far as completeness of burn, definitely there's the least material left here with this, the wet cotton ball, or wet soaked in the hot wet paraffin, or not paraffin, but petroleum jelly.